Okay friends, welcome back. As you recall, we left David in his room 3D printing, and he was patiently waiting to hear back from his capstone project interview. Without further ado, let's get into it. When David Wang was 10 years old, he had one of his first leadership experiences, playing laser tag. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage that far back, so you'll have to use your imagination. On second thought, it might be too early for that. Let's jump around the time when David discovered Simon Sinek.
Leadership is not a rank. Leadership is not a position. Leadership is a decision. Leadership is a choice. It has nothing to do with your position in the organization. If you decide to look after the person to the left of you and look after the person to the right of you, you have become a leader.
Even back then, when he was 10 years old, David understood how to look after the person to the left of him and the person to the right of him. As humorous as it was for the time to hear from his sister that he was a natural-born leader, maybe there was something to it. We'll get to that later. Now, what was he 3D printing? I guess we'll find out at his team meeting. This might be a good time to point out a couple of things. I got some good feedback from the last episode. Okay, we don't have time to sit around here all day, so here's a synopsis. Oh, that's what the 3D printed thing is for. It's a thermal camera. Okay, now here are some funny parts.
Get me when I look up.
Okay, that's not the point of a documentary film, Meg. Okay, this is gonna age really well. Apparently, Meg thinks that a documentary film, like, we should only film her for a documentary style, like when she looks good, which kind of defeats the purpose of a documentary film, don't you think so, crew?
My version of a documentary.
I think your version of a documentary is a reality TV show.
It is. Get me on E-Network.
Let's do this.
So we're out here building personas.
Yeah, we are. But this is a documentary film, so I'm not sure who you're talking to, crew.
Right. Yeah. So that was
Yeah, 924.
Good work, Team 3. Okay, time to head home, ESK8 style. Since the pandemic started, there was one thing that David really wanted, to ride with his friends. There was one company in particular that he really missed, Boosted. Ever since that company folded, he's been feeling very nostalgic. So much so that he made an entire video for class. Once upon an entrepreneur, Sanjay Dastor, Matthew Tran, and John Ullman were graduate students at the University of Stanford. Okay, now we're back. Boosted isn't around anymore, which makes finding replacement parts particularly difficult. Lost your remote? Don't worry, just buy one on eBay for $400? David didn't lose a remote, but he knew someone who did, and he has never met her face to face. Until now. Hey, now it works. Awesome. Hello, how are you doing?
They say that your life flashes before your eyes. No, that could have been it. Just bump, that was it, black. And then I'm like scrambling on the highway. You can't find my shoes, can't find nothing, can't find my dog. There's like bones and meat. It was like probably one of the worst situations that you could put a person who has PTSD. Seriously, $450 for a controller. Right. Like, I was just like laying on the couch, staples in my head, bleeding, crying. My whole life is dead. nothing matters. Can someone help me? Like, that's where I was. And, like, I don't mean to be dramatic, but that is how much the sport means to me. It's like my freedom.
I totally understand. And I think that's what really compelled me to reach out and help, because I know what it feels like to not be able to ride and and it's not that you can't push a skateboard. Of course you can, but that's not the point.
I mean, I'll put stickers on this thing. I got my favorite, like, mixtape sticker. I come back from what was supposed to be like a really rebirthing or positive experience, and it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me. It's horrible.
I'm glad you get a chance to, like, kind of laugh at it now, though. Just like,
yeah, you have to.
Like the roller coaster of, like, you thought it was going to be so great, and then
I got rear-ended by a semi-truck. It was insane. On the other side of the highway with his lights on, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm getting into, and I'm slowing down. And then bump, and then everything is black. They say that your life flashes before your eyes. No, that could have been it. Bump, that was it, black. And then I'm like scrambling on the highway. You can't find my shoes, can't find nothing, can't find my dog. There's like bones and meat. It was like probably one of the worst situations that you could put a person who has PTSD. And I'm sitting here just like crying. Like, all I wanted to do was like go skate. I just like wanted to like get on my board and just like go down the street and feel the wind in my hair and just like forget everything.
As you said, like, you're not a very material person, and yet, like, this stupid skateboard, like, sent you in, like, such a spiral, and I think that really illustrates, like, not only just how much e-skate means to people like me, but just people that, like, as I said, you're not that tech savvy, but, like, and you're, more importantly, you're not a very material person, and yet you found something really special and something that's very material, but also very immaterial.
We tend to like go out and just like hand out on a skateboard bottles of frozen water. It's like 100+ degrees. A bottle of frozen water is not going to save anybody's life, but it might keep somebody from getting a heat stroke. Popsicles, peanut butter and jelly, socks. Like, I used to drive around in my van and do it. My kids would hang out the window, but some of the philanthropy that I want to do is so much more accessible with my board, because I can get like down the alleys, and I'm safe. I know some martial arts, and I have a huge box of stuff to send you. Do you like spicy food? What do you like? No idea how much this means. You do, but it means a lot. It really does. It's like gonna help me.
It doesn't hurt to hear it again.
My life right now is BC and AC, before crash, after crash. This is like helping me figure out what I'm doing. So thank you. Have a good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stay in touch.
Good night. Oh my god. That was such a good call. Did it hang up? Oh no, yes it did. This feels good. This is not documentary mode, in case you're wondering. This feels good. I don't have to tell you it feels good. It just does. That, and I can't wait to get that spicy food.
You should go now. Run. No, I won't leave you here. We can run together.
Anyway, we got matched for the capstones. Yay!
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a big moment.
How's your body here? They will kill you. No.
I have no clue what these logos mean, but I guess we'll have to stick around and find out. See you next time.
What are these? Yes. Ticos. Yeah, you been to Costa Rica?
I already picked my house in Costa Rica when I retired.
Really? I don't have land. My children's father has land there.
Leadership is not a position. Leadership is a decision. Leadership is a choice. It has nothing to do with your position in the organization. If you decide to look after the person to the left of you and look after the person to the right of you, you have become a leader.